The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here joining you with Dick Girardi. We're coming to you from Parks of Racing, bringing you all the latest in horse racing and news from around the country. On today's show, it's the last points races for the Kentucky Derby and the Grade 3 Lexington Stakes at Keeneland, and horses run at Laurel Park for a win and you're in the Preakness in the Federico Tessio, plus the Sprinter Champ. Jackie's Warrior makes his return to Oaklawn, but all talks about the Kentucky Derby right now.
It is indeed, Danny. 2 weeks from today. I don't know how that happened, but it's come fast. It's the last possible day, May 7th. But yeah, 2 weeks from today, the Derby. All the points have been done. I wrote about it this week on letsgoracingparks.com, kind of what's happened. This is now the 10th year of the point situation. How it's started to really favor horses with early speed because they've gotten rid of all those young 2-year-olds that got graded stakes money. They're no longer eligible to run in the Derby, so it's been very interesting, and we'll see how it plays out 2 weeks from today.
Well, absolutely. Let's take a closer look at our 2 likely favorites coming from trainer Steve Asmussen, Epicenter in the Kentucky Derby and Echo Zulu in the Kentucky Oaks. Here's more with Steve Asmussen at Churchill Downs.
What were you looking for with champion Echo Zulu and Epicenter, and what did you see?
Well, both horses are training extremely well. It's obviously very exciting going into the Oaks and the Derby to have 2 horses of this caliber doing so well.
You worked them both in company. Does that, and it's 3 weeks out. Was that sort of standard with these 2 horses?
Well, it has been, and the company that they worked with is who they were working with in New Orleans, and we're trying to create more of the same of the success that they had there. Love how he's come out of his races and how he's continued to train with a lot of confidence.
And how did the filly, she's only had the 1 start this year, ran a big race, got down on her belly and ran a bit. And
she did, yeah, and her coming off the bench and quite a layoff, and for her to a determined victory. I was anxious to get her here because she actually had not trained at Churchill. She had went from Keeneland to Saratoga and won at Belmont and went straight to California, but she is taken to the racetrack, and both of her works have been very impressive.
Well, Steve Asmussen there with a good hand in both races.
Yeah, I think Epicenter will probably be favored. Now, Echo Zulu, I'm not quite as sure, Danny, only because her 1 race this year wasn't great, right? She just barely held on. But she is the 2-year-old champ. She is undefeated. But, man, there's a really strong field in the Oaks. So it'll be interesting. Steve, he desperately wants to win the Kentucky Derby. Both, I thought, looked good in their works. Steve's a big Sunday work guy, and he's a get there early guy. Well, they both got there early. They'll be ready when the time comes.
Well, I sure would like to be in Kentucky, and I wouldn't mind seeing Steve Asmussen get that garland of roses. How about you?
Yeah, me too. 0 for 23. It's the only race he hasn't won of a significant nature in the sport. And he's certainly one of the all-timers. He's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. And I know this is probably, Danny, of all the horses he's brought there, the best chance he's ever had. Now, he's had better horses, but he just does not, or horses that were more accomplished, but they weren't accomplished at that time.
Right.
This horse is ready.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Epicenter in person, but if you can't make the Derby like Dick and I, come to Parks. It's going to be a great day here. They're going to have a DJ, a hat contest, and a special post time at 12:05.
Right, so the first Saturday of the meet, same thing will happen at Preakness and at Belmont, several other Saturdays, and obviously leading all up to PA Derby Day in September. But yeah, just get out here on Derby Day, and we'll wave to you from Kentucky.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into our local race of the week. It's from Monday, our 8th race, an allowance optional claiming race for the $50,000 claiming tag. Only the 1 in there for the tag, going 1 mile and 70 yards, $45,000 purse. And the big horses are post-time favorite, the number 3 Comma Glen.
Well, this is a Butch Reed, Cassius King, LC Racing, Glenn Bennett, Chuck Zachney. They've had high hopes for this horse from the start. One is maiden really impressively back in March, and now back for the second start around 2 turns.
Yeah, I talked to Butch. This is the next step in the process, getting this horse to go 2 turns. Our second choice is from the Cal Lynch barn, Loose Ends.
Loose Ends, when Cal comes up here, he's usually pretty solid. He's based down at Laurel. Of course, he was here several years ago, but yeah, when he brings horses up, look out.
Here's Chris Griffin with our local race of the week.
And they're off. Slight bobble at the start there for 3 Glen is the trailer. Turnpike Bob has got early speed. Brindisi now gathering himself as 3 Glen is going to be right up with the leader. Turnpike Bob, 3 Glen, those 2 into the first turn. Now towards the outside is Practical Coach. Is going to corner about 4 wide. To the outside of Brindisi is the gray. Now back to 4th. Red Cap, that's a dangerous guy. And driven along at the back of the field is Loose Ends. They work towards the backstretch. Turnpike Bob and Jeremy Laprida, they've got the lead. Tight hold here. 3 Glen is right there stalking from second, followed by Practical Coach, who's in third. Brindisi's in the 4th position, saving ground to the inside. Loose Ends is second to last, and a dangerous guy is the trailer. 23-1, the opening quarter mile. It's all Turnpike Bob. Turnpike Bob is now alone, is up by a length and a half. 3 Glen gets the hurry up here from Frankie Pennington, moves closer there from second with less than a half mile to go. Brindisi has got run, is down towards the inside, is just waiting for room. Practical Coach is following them in 4th. Loose Ends gets closer. A dangerous guy is the trailer. Into the far turn, it's Turnpike Bob. 48 seconds flat for a half mile time. 3 Glen is ranging up on the outside. Red Cap, here comes 3 Glen, is ready to challenge this leader. Brindisi's got room at the rail. Then comes Loose Ends, who's rallying on from 4th. Losing ground was Practical Coach. They approach a quarter mile left to go. 3 Glen is trying to shake loose on the front end, and 3 Glen has asked the question. Brindisi is right with this runner down towards the inside. Loose Ends has got a lot of momentum center of the racetrack. They approach the 8th pole. 3 across the track. 3 Glen. Brindisi and Loose Ends is up on the outside. Loose Ends is pushed on by. Brindisi's got run down towards the inside. 3 Glen is back to 3rd. Brindisi, Loose Ends, Brindisi, Loose Ends. It's going to be tight. Photo.
Well, definitely a finish we weren't expecting. Brindisi coming up the rail for trainer John Service, jockey Abner Adorno, getting him to come through on the rail at 16-1.
Yeah, it was a wild finish. Brindisi and Loose Ends in a photo. And look, 3 Glen missed the break a little bit. Had to move up maybe a little quicker than they'd hoped, but boy, had dead aim on Turnpike Bob the whole time. Goes by and just can't sustain the run. Gets beat almost 3 lengths. I know they're disappointed because they think they have a stakes horse here.
Yeah, I'd like to see him come back and do better. And I did hear John Service's assistant, Teresa, saying how much Brindisi has grown up. So we might see this 3-year-old develop into much more.
Yep, yeah, well, we shall see.
Well, it's time for us to head to our first break, but when we come back, we're going to get to the Great Derby, Lexington at Keeneland, and much more. Stick around and let's go racing.
Over to the far turn now. Major General leading Strava.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Saturday, May 7th, it's Kentucky Derby Day. And yes, we are racing at Parks. Bring the family for all the fun in the Parks Picnic Grove. Who loves live music? A DJ from 10 to noon, followed by Vinyl Countdown. Don't miss the Kentucky Derby Hat Contest, brought to you by the Pennsylvania Horse Racing Association. Urban Village Brewing brings you chomping at the bit. Get a free mug with draft purchase while supplies last. Gates open at 10 a.m. First post at Parks is 12:05. Join us and watch and wager on the Kentucky Derby at Parks Racing.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in a Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
The PA Horse Breeders Association introduces the Pennsylvania Stallion Series. 4 brand new races to be run at Parks for PA-sired, PA-bred 2-year-olds. There are 2 $100,000 contests on August 22nd, PA Day at the races. September 24th, PA Derby Day, has 2 more races, each with a $200,000 purse. The PA Stallion Series, yet another reason why Pennsylvania is the premier place to breed and race. For more, please visit pabred.com.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to get into our national coverage, which is brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you did pay too much. Let's get right to it. It's the Grade 3 Lexington going a mile and 16th. Last of the Kentucky Derby points races. $400,000 is the purse, and In Due Time is our favorite for Kelly Breen.
Yeah, and most recently second in the Fountain of Youth, the Simplification, who came back to run pretty well in the Florida Derby. Prior to that, won an optional claimer. Good numbers, solid horse, should be favored.
Paco Lopez is back aboard, and they were involved in that disqualification where he was disqualified but not the horse.
Right. What happened? Yeah, they let the horse stand and then they gave him days, which I have no problem with, especially since I had the exacta that day.
Second choice is Tawny Port, Brad Cox and Florent Giroux, a team we see often together.
Yeah, Tawny Port, the question is, how will this horse do on dirt, right? He was right there on the Jeff Ruby Stakes behind Tiz the Bomb, but this is the last chance. They wanted to make sure that he got it in the Derby. So Brad Cox, who looked like he didn't have any horses in the Derby a while back, was trying to see if he can't get 3.
And there's a Parks horse, a John Service horse,
Yep.
Midnight Chrome, making his start. Jose Ortiz and our friend Alexandria stable.
And a son of the legendary California Chrome, and they're not trying to get to the Derby. John was hoping a good performance. Maybe he could get this horse to the Belmont Stakes.
Absolutely. Well, here is the call of the Grade 3 Lexington Stakes.
Strava between horses has a head in front. Major General saves the ground to the inside, now takes the lead by a neck. Dash Attack joins them, now 3 wide around the turn. In third, we all see it tucked away neatly. In fourth, In Due Time is fifth. Tawny Port is 6th up on the outside. Ethereal Road is 7th. Howling Time is in 8th. Call Me Midnight is 9th up on the outside. Skate to Heaven is in 10th, and a gap of 7 more lengths to Midnight Chrome, who's last. Opening quarter went in 23.85 seconds. Major General the leader. Major General leads it by a half length. Strava second, 3/4 of a length. Dash Attack is third up on the outside at the midpoint of the backstretch. We all see it fourth, and In Due Time between horses 5th, 4 lengths off the lead, joined by Tawny Port to the outside after an opening half mile in 48.01 seconds. Over to the far turn now. Major General leading Strava by a neck, gap of 2 lengths. Dash Attack third. We all see it. 4th to the inside. Tawny Port is wide in 5th. In Due Time is 6th in between horses. Call Me Midnight has to go wide along with Ethereal Road, who's between horses. That pair 6th from the front, top of the short stretch. Major General leads. Strava in 2nd. Tawny Port 3rd. Ethereal Road goes to the outside in the 4th position. Dash Attack has dropped back into 5th. Tawny Port, Ethereal Road trying to come after Strava, and Major General In Due Time is looking toward the inside. Tawny Port to the lead. Tawny Port with the lead. In deep stretch from Major General. In Due Time looking to the rail. Major General is fighting back, but Tawny Port the leader. Tawny Port, Florent Giroux to win the Stone Street Lexington Stakes.
Well, Tawny Port getting his first win on dirt with Florent Giroux, and that was a promising win there for Brad Cox.
He finished 5th in the Risen Start, Danny, and the only dirt start, and that is the key race of key races, right? Epicenter won it, Smile Happy, Zandon, everything coming out of there is running. Now, Tawny Port only got an 89, so he'd have to improve dramatically to have a shot in the Derby, but Brad Cox, who won, in quotation marks, the Derby last year with Mandaloon, he's the official winner at the moment, now has 3 horses. He's got Cyberknife, he's got Zozos, and Tawny Port.
Pretty good trifecta of horses there. Well, let's get down to Laurel Park. It's the Federico Tessio Stakes. $125,000 is the purse, going a mile and an 1/8. These are for 3-year-olds, and you'll get a win and an in for the Preakness Stakes. And our favorite is just simply Joe.
Yeah, Joe, named after the most famous Joe in America, Joe Biden, the president, and has a really good record. I mean, 3 wins in a row and then a good second in the private terms.
Shake 'em Loose takes second choice at 2-1. 1 going to get Charlie Marquis riding.
And Shake 'em Loose upset Joe last time. See if he can do it again.
Here's the call of the Federico Tessio Stakes.
Fine Jet, 7/8 of a mile left to go. Joe rating just off that one in second spot, and Secret Alliance out 3 deep in third position, and Shake 'em Loose is in fourth. The opening quarter, 24.94, so an easy pace here in the Federico Tessio Stakes. Length and a half more, and Smarten Up travels in fifth. South Street asks for a little more there from sixth out of the inside. No Need to Worry, and Mr. Jefferson and Baltimore Bull in the back. It's Fine Jet showing the way ahead in front from Joe. Then to the outside, still Secret Alliance, and Shake 'em Loose right in behind the lead there in fourth. And South Street quickens up on the inside as asked for a little more run. South Street put right in there as they round that far turn run, half mile 49.63. So into the far turn they go. And there goes Joe. Joe and Secret Alliance on the outside, and Smarten Up rallying deep out. Vine Jet back in fourth. Shake 'em Loose travels in fifth position, and Mr. Jefferson's only 4 from the front now. No Need to Worry is next. South Street has dropped a second to last position, at Baltimore Bullet trailing the field. Top of the stretch, Joe's got a battle on his hands there. Joe, the outside, Smarten Up. In between horses, Secret Alliance. Joe fending off Secret Alliance. Here's Mr. Jefferson on the outside. Mr. Jefferson's coming to second now. Joe's got the lead, a furlong left to go. Mr. Jefferson, it's Mike Trombetta 1-2 in the Federico Tessio Stakes. Mr. Jefferson, Joe. Joe's giving all the inside. Mr. Jefferson up and down. Joe got it. Joe from Mr. Jefferson.
Well, Joe and jockey Victor Carrasco do get the win, and it's a Michael Trombetta exacta.
Indeed, and I really like how Joe dug in. It looked like he was going to get passed by his stablemate, and he just dug in to win. Now, Stuart Grant owns this horse, and he's not Triple Crown nominated, Danny. They could have put up 6,000 at late nomination. They didn't do it. So even though it's a winning you're in for the Preakness, they'd have to supplement him for 150 grand. I don't know that he has the numbers to do that with an 86, and I should mention, by the way, this is named after Federico Tessio. Going, who is Federico Tessio? He's the legendary Italian breeder who bred Rebo and Niarco, 2 of the most influential stallions in history.
Definitely. Well, a good day for the Trombetta barn, and not so good for the Park shippers, but we'll regroup from there.
There you go.
Well, let's head to Oaklawn Park. It's the return of the champ in the Grade 3 Count Fleet Sprint Handicap. 6 furlongs, $500,000 is the purse, and Jackie's Warrior is our favorite at 1-2.
Oh, yeah, Jackie's Warrior was just brilliant last year in one-turn races, Danny, until the Breeders' Cup Sprint, when he got down on that rail, which was just like quicksand at Del Mar that day. Nothing went on the rail, and he didn't either.
Trainer Larry Jones has our second choice with Bob's Edge at 8-5.
Yeah, Bob's Edge with some big numbers. I was a little surprised he got bet that much, but those numbers are pretty substantial. But if Jackie's Warrior runs like he can, they're all 100%.
Absolutely. Well, here's the call of the Grade 3 Count Fleet Sprint Handicap.
Jackie's Warrior is getting away now. Jackie's Warrior, a length and a half in front of Empire Gold in second. It's 6 back 2. Let's Get Lucky. Chip Off the Old Block has 10 lengths to make up. Then Mojo Man, Bob's Edge is 13 lengths behind the champ. Jackie's Warrior, who settles into the lane in charge. Jackie's Warrior with a 4-length lead on Empire of Gold in second. Chip Off the Old Block is running a good one. Let's Get Lucky. Bob's Edge, Jackie's Warrior, a final 16th to get. Chip Off the Old Block. Bob's Edge is moving, but he's too late. Let's Get Lucky between horses. Jackie's Warrior, Let's Get Lucky. Jackie's Warrior.
The champ is back. Jackie's Warrior getting the win with jockey Joel Rosario.
It just, I mean, whoosh, right to the lead. Was really hassled the whole way down the backstretch by Empire of Gold at 28-1. And the horses came to him, but I didn't think the horse was in any danger. And this was the first. He had a bone chip removed over the winter. It took him a while to get back, but look for Jackie to have a big year. And I'm sure they would like to finish it at Keeneland and win the Breeders' Cup Sprint this time.
Yeah, they have to be happy with what they saw.
Absolutely.
A nice performance coming off the bench, and always happy to see that. Well, it's time for us to head to another break. When we come back, our jockey and trainer of the week. Lots of exciting things on the race recap, so we'll be back right after this break.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our Jockey and Trainer of the Week is brought to you by Turning for Home. And our Jockey of the Week is apprentice jockey Andy Hernandez. Had an incredible day on Monday with 4 wins.
Danny, you were on to Andy way before everybody else. You knew he was going to be good, and he's proved to be all that.
Yeah, he has everything required for a good rider. And we got to give our Trainer of the Week to our buddy Mike Moore. This has just been a really incredible year for him and his wife Liz. A second in New York last weekend and a big win with Map of America this week.
Always happy to give Mike the Trainer of the Week, one of the good guys here at the track.
He certainly is. Well, we have a special feature to share with you about Turning for Home. Our friend Dawn Stensland is here to tell you what it's all about.
Hi, I'm Dawn Stensland. Ever wonder what happens when a racehorse retires? I'm here at Parks Racing. We're going to take you behind the scenes to find out. Meet some of the horses who are getting a new home thanks to the Turning for Home program and program director Danielle Montgomery.
We have excellent farms that already know about these horses that do it for a living, and I can trust them with any of the craziest situations. A horse with high energy like this one, or any horse that has special needs. And my farms I can totally trust them to do what's right for the horse and to let them decompress. Get 60 days turned out so that we can then figure out what they're going to do and find that next person. I've had people tell me, I thought I was adopting a horse to save the horse, and really it saved me. And I've had, tear-jerking letters from young girls that tell me this horse actually did save my life.
I've actually heard a lot of instructors that have had students that were challenged, and they are like speaking and talking and doing so many more things that they wouldn't have normally done in their regular environment. So it's amazing how much the horse can bring that out.
When you adopt an animal, right, you get the gift.
Absolutely. I've put a lot of horses through Turning for Home over the years, and we're giving back to the community who might otherwise not have had the opportunity to get a really nice horse.
So we've heard a lot about Turning for Home, but let's meet one of the horses who's actually going to be getting a new home.
Her name is Elizabeth, and her nickname's Leaf because she's got this perfect leaf on her face. And she's a 4-year-old filly that just this wasn't her thing. She hit a couple checks, but she's kind of decided that she would rather do something different. And while she's sound and happy, she's got an excellent opportunity to make a kid or an adult a nice little riding horse.
We laugh, we do. We say it does take a village with so many different things to be able to make sure that they have their right home. And it doesn't always work perfectly the first time, and if it doesn't, we bring them back and we rehome them again.
Thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I'm Dawn Stensland for the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We look forward to more features with Dawn as she learns all about thoroughbred racing here with us at Parks. And let's get to our race recap. We're going to go to Keeneland. It's the Grade 1 Jenny Wiley Stakes, $500,000, a mile and 16th on the turf, and it's all about those 2 Chad Brown horses.
Indeed. Regal Glory is the 4, and Regal Glory is going to get that jump here in a stretch on her stablemate Shantasara, if I can say that right. And it is. Chad Brown's going to run, as Danny said, 1-2. This is his 5th win in the Jenny Wiley, and it will not be his last.
2 Chad Brown horses just positioned perfectly there with Regal Glory getting the win. And let's jump to Laurel Park. It's going to be the first of our match series stakes, the $100,000 Frank Whiteley Stakes going 7 furlongs. And got to keep an eye on the 7 Disco Pharaoh. He's going to have a big run here.
So there's 4 divisions, Danny. This is the 3 and up sprinters. The Disco Pharaoh, the son of American Pharaoh, is going to win pretty comfortably. Comes off a 19-0 6.5 length win up in New York. Wins this thing pretty comfortably. And you're saying, well, who's Frank Whiteley? And you were wondering. Frank Whiteley is a legendary trainer from back in the day, and his most famous horses were Forgo. At the end of his career, he had him as a 6-year-old, won 2 horses of the year after his previous trainer won 2. Damascus, and most famous of all, he had the great Philly Ruffians.
We're going to stay at Laurel Park for the $100,000 Heavenly Cause for our fillies and mares going the 1-turn mile, and we're in for a real treat here with Penny Baker.
Yeah, it's a Godolphin horse coming over from France. Danny got bet the whole time, hadn't raced this year, and just is going to crush this field by almost 7 lengths at good form on the synthetic over in France. Now 5 for 5 on dirt/synthetic. Wins a stake. You would think maybe even a graded stake could be in the future for this horse trained by Mike Stick.
Crush. She obliviated that field. That was something special to watch. I look forward to seeing a lot more from her. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing, and our Kentucky Derby prep races are over, but there's still some good stakes on the card, and my heart's at Oaklawn today in that Grade 2 Apple Blossom.
Yeah, they're all in there. Grade 1 winners, including last year's Cotillion winner. You got Maracuja in there. You got Latruska. You got CC. 5-horse field, 4 Grade 1 winners.
You think there can be a 5-way dead heat?
No. Someone will win. Probably Latruska, because she'll be loose in the lead.
Definitely, but my heart is with CC, as you guys all know. And Keeneland, we also have the Grade 3 Bent Alley and the Grade 2 Elkhorn on the turf, and 5 stakes down at Laurel. Keep an eye on those Parks horses.
And the numbers at Keeneland, the betting numbers at this meet, my buddy Jim Goodman, who runs the show down there, are unbelievable. Everybody's firing at Keeneland this meet.
Well,
and I will be firing right with them today.
Well, look out. It's time for another break. When we come back, news and notes. We'll see you just in a second on Let's Go Racing.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry provides health care and pensions for thousands of workers who in turn spend their income supporting local communities? And we do it with 0 tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Saturday, May 7th, it's Kentucky Derby Day. And yes, we are racing at Parks. Bring the family for all the fun in the Parks Picnic Grove. Who loves live music? A DJ from 10 to noon, followed by Vinyl Countdown. Don't miss the Kentucky Derby Hat Contest, brought to you by the Pennsylvania Horse Racing Association. Urban Village Brewing brings you chomping at the bit. Get a free mug with draft purchase while supplies last. Gates open at 10 a.m. First post at Parks is 12:05. Join us and watch and wager on the Kentucky Derby at Parks Racing.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our news and notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund, which we love. It helps our continuing education here for our backstretch community, and big stakes day here Monday at Parks.
Big stakes day, the first of the year, Danny. We got a couple of them, and we're looking forward to it, and this will be the first of many.
Yeah, Unique Bella and the Paige McKinney Pennsylvania bred stakes.
And both named after really, really good Pennsylvania breds.
Well, we're going to see some really good Pennsylvania breds run. And SiriusXM, you're up this weekend.
I'm up this week, so I'll be previewing those stakes races and whatever else Bill Fidley and Dave Johnson want to talk about. 11 o'clock, 85 SiriusXM.
There you go. Listen to it to hear about all the cool horses that'll be running here Monday. Well, come hang out with us. We race Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Post time's still 12:55. I look forward to seeing you. Thanks for joining Dick and I this week, and we'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Speaker's Corner has early speed. Hot Rod Charlie, Midnight Bourbon, American Revolution. American Revolution, a 16th to go. Hot Rod Charlie is opening up. Hot Rod Charlie will win the Pennsylvania